Hello friends, welcome to Senior Coding Web Development Platform. In today's session, we are going to create and going to learn a digital clock. Before starting the coding part, we just want to understand what is digital clock and why it is called as digital clock. Okay, so what is the basic difference of digital and analog? So analog clock, it is normally based on your maybe like the alarms, or like I can call it as a hand, minute, hours, seconds will be there. Whereas in the case of digital clock, it displays a digital time and it bases on the digital basis. Normally in the digital, in the sense either in the numbers, it will be the representations. Okay, so normally digital clocks are often represented with the electronic device. Maybe in this particular output you can interconnect with your laptop or computer. Whatever the respective time is showing, that is only it is reflecting on your output. Okay, so I hope I have given a clear picture. Analog clock, it is nothing but where it moves hands like hours, minutes and seconds. Digital clock, where your time it will be representing on a numerical clock, numerical basis. So we may have a question, or digital clock is better or analog is better. It is up to your wish and up to your convenience. You can choose any clock. But in today's session, we are going to learn how this particular thing we can create on the Xenier platform by using the HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Before entering into the coding part, this particular session it is called it as hours, and this is minute, and this is second. I'm just differentiating with the colon, and next I'm processing with the PM. PM, it is nothing but prime meridian. If it is a morning, it will be reflected as a AM. If it is the evening, it will be after 12 PM. After afternoon session, we normally call it as a PM. So this is what the basic process. Just keep in mind, we are going to create on the functionality basis under this particular output. Let's see. So under the body part, I'm going to start with my class of division ID, which is my clock display, and I'm making their class as clock, and it should onload, that is it should load the respective time, which is need to show time. So next I'm closing this element, that is tag. I'm going to use the script part. So under the script part, I'm typing their type as text and JavaScript. Next I'm going to use a source as script.js. So I'm going to create a file which is JS, and making a script. So this here I'm going to use a functionality. Next I'm going for the style part. So under the style part, I'm going to use let it the body background could be, I'm changing here as black, and for the clock, that is for the class of clock, I am making their position as absolute, and I am making their top could be 50% and left could be 50%. So next I'm making their transform, which is translate. I'm making their translate of x, which is minus 50%, and I'm making their translate of y, that is also minus 50%. So again I'm going to process a color of, I'm using with ash 17D4 FE. You can use any other color as your choice. Next I'm making their font size to be 60 pixel, and I'm making their font family to be Arbitron, and again I'm making their letter spacing as 7 pixel. So this is about my simple CSS part. Next I'm going to create the function, JavaScript. Under this I'm going to use a function for my show time. It have to show my current date, current time according to my computer or laptop respective time, or IST format it have to show. Okay, so I'm going to declare my variable of initially date, where my date, it should get my new date. So next it need to process my hours. Under the hours I'm making my date dot get hours, and I'm processing for my variable of minute, which is of date dot get minutes, and I'm processing for my second, which is date dot get seconds. So next I'm processing my session. I need to differentiate whether it is AM or PM. Maybe we can use the caps. So next I'm going to use a condition. I'm going to use a if condition, where when my hour is equivalent to 0, it should start and it should assign the value of 12. This is my first condition. And my second condition is, if my hour that is greater than 12, then it should process my hour should be equivalent to hour should subtract from the value of 12. For example, if my time is 1 p.m. in the sense, on digital basis, keep in mind it normally displayed as 13. So where that process only we are here doing, and I'm making my session to be as PM. So here the condition is over. So next I'm processing for my hour, minutes and second. For the hour, which is equivalent to hour less than 10, and I'm using the operator of question mark. It cross check with the value of 0 plus it add the value of hour, and it should represent it with h:h. Similarly, I'm processing for minute, which when my minute is less than 10, it should cross check the operator and it should add with minimum. Next, for the second, I'm processing when my second is less than 10, and I'm cross checking with my 0 plus second. So I'm just separating this value. So next I'm going to process this where it should show my time. For this I'm going to declare the variable of variable time, and I'm going to add my hour plus, and it should be separate with a colon, plus minute plus, it should separate with a colon, plus second, plus again the space is should be given. The space, it is nothing but I'm going to add my session. So whether it is AM or PM, that is also will be displayed on my output. So next I'm going to make my document, where for my document it should get the element by ID, that is it should show my clock display. So it want to show my clock display under my inner HTML. It should show my time. So next I'm making their document where it should display my get element by ID. Again it should display my clock display under the inner HTML. Maybe this is my text content. It should display my time. So next I'm making their time want to be set out. For this I'm making as set time out. It should show my function of show time. So I am changing here as show time, and it should differentiate with my millisecond. For this I am using the 1000. So still one more concept is pending, that is we have to mention here as show time. So this is all about the program. We have done the HTML. Under the HTML I have created the scripting basis, and we have done the CSS part and scripting part. Let's see on the output. See, you can able to see the output for this particular thing. We have created the digital clock with a simple basis of JavaScript and HTML. I hope this session gives a clear idea and practice this particular coding, and we can see one more interesting topic on the next video. Thank you.